A resident asked me this question: how many Crics I've done in my career? I've done 2. 17 years as an attending. Never did one in the sim lab or cadaver lab as a resident. That's 3 years of PGY 2, 3, and 4 at Jacoby. We talked about it, never had one done. Then as an attending, maybe 10 or 12 years into my career, finally did one. First one was a guy who had bad pneumonia. Never clarified his advance directives, but did not want to be there, but hadn't seen a doctor in 50 years, at least. Heavy set, chubby guy, bad pneumonia, hypoxia. Was doing well okay for at least on the high flow, no, the BiPAP. Family left, and he got agitated. I was like, oh, sending ABG gas, but he got more agitated. I don't know, there was hypercarbia. His sats started to hover around the 80s, no longer in the high 90s. He started to decompensate. Made the decision to intubate. He was not hypotensive, he was tachycardic. No wheezing, no arrhythmia on the cardiac monitor other than tachycardia, sinus tach. I let my senior, who was the chief resident at the time, intubate. He was ramped up. I kept the BiPAP on, tried to throw a nasal cannula on underneath, just in case, after you take it off, so he doesn't drop his sats. 15 liters, room is hissing. And she goes intubate, Cant. Now, mind you, I'm minding looking at the vital signs and watching from the head of the bed. She can't intubate. She can't get the tube in with the VL. And she goes to our Mac blade, Mac 4, Cant. Sats are starting here, 70s, 60s. BVM was not working. It took up going down. I threw a supraglottic airway bag, waited for a nice waveform. That waveform of pulse ox looked like a VFib. I was like, damn. So my resident tried all these things. I could have tried, but then at the end I was on the right side of the patient. And I was like, wow, can't intubate, can't oxygenate. I know this is an academic teaching hospital, but she saw my look. They did some chloroprep on the neck, did a laryngeal handshake, and pulled out a blade. And she was like, what? And she knew. I looked at her. Gotta keep this man alive. Gotta go for it. That's what I said in my head. I just looked at her and she knew. Was ready. I did what I taught. Vertical cut the air, cannula with the bougie. Someone walked in, like, what are you doing? They were going to borrow an ultrasound machine, and I was like, you need a bougie? But they saw I was cutting the neck. I was like, oh my God. They saw a live Cric, an attending and a resident from another team watched. Cannulated, put the 60 ET tube. It was in. And title with color and quantitative. But he soon arrested her after that. He probably used hypoxic respiratory arrest that led to a heart attack. He was already sick from sepsis, from code sepsis and pneumonia, and he stayed dead. Worked on for 10 more minutes, he stayed pronounced. Later on, family shows up, like, he died. I'm like, wow, he must have been real sick. I wanted him to be in the hospital for a week, but he refused. He wouldn't have wanted to be intubated. He would not have wanted to be again CPR. I was like, still sad when you watch death happen in front of you. It was a successful Cric, probably too late. Probably should have been supraglottic earlier and given up on the BVM trash that we're taught as bootleg devices instead of using supraglottics for rescue oxygenation, and maybe done the Cric earlier. You can't predict the difficult airway. People try to tell you this lie. That's what my resident, PGY 3 intubate. She failed. We failed. Patient died.